I give it all that I got will never stop. I give it all, straight to the top, will never stop. I give it all that I have, I let it be, cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. Yeah, all that I got, I give it everything. They lost the plot, they think I'm menacing. They wanna talk, but I ain't settling. Circle is tight, feeling like better rains. Whole lot of globe trying, man, they don't know nada. Bro, gotta show something to me and go harder. So proper, nah, not that, we sure gotta. Me, 100 degrees tougher than Booker T. Couldn't agree more, but could it be? I think higher than them all. Truthfully, my pen fire and then some. Apply the addendum. Take this whole thing for ransom. Give it all I got for attention. Not a mention of life well lived, for instance. Give it all.
Of the Holiday Hoopla from the Greater Columbus Convention Center goes down, and another quality matchup between Hilliard Bradley playing here in their own backyard down in Columbus, taking on Ursuline, making the trip out from Youngstown. Brian Skowronski here on the call, and I've got my partner Travis Berardi joining me in on the action today. And of the three games that we got to do, I thought that this would be probably amongst the most exciting. We know Hilliard Bradley, a quality program, and then Ursuline coming off of a phenomenal season, the best they've had in 30 years. Good head-to-head, about to go down.
Yeah, we saw Ursuline last year in the state Final Four because our Shelby Whippets were in the second semifinal in D2. They lost to the eventual state champs Kettering Alter 73-37, the juggernaut that was Kettering Alter last year. But that should be a good one. It's Hilliard Bradley looking to keep the streak going for the Columbus schools. Undefeated so far today, 2-0, cutting it to 8-6 overall for the Hoopla.
And let's learn about these Jaguars and what they've been up to so far this season. A 3-3 record under head coach Brett Norris. They're 1-2 right now in the OCC. Wins in 2 of their last 3, and when they score at least 56 on the season so far, Trava, perfect 3-0.
Yep, get the scoring up there. Your defense, I mean, defense is good enough. You normally, as a defense, if you can let 55 or less and get that scoring, you will be in good shape. So just you got to get the offense going. Focus on that offense as you continue to move through the year because the defense is doing pretty good.
And they played in a lot of tight games. As you see, that they've only had one that has been decided outside of the double figure. So if it's a tight game, Hilliard Bradley and the Jaguars, especially if they get 56 plus, likely in the driver's seat to keep the good juju going for the Columbus area schools. But this is no regular opponent, the Fighting Irish. They've got a lot of momentum, except for they had to play another Irish team 2 nights ago, and they found out, well, St. V's is still St. V's. An awesome game boiled down to the wire. They lost that one by 4, but outside of that, 4 consecutive wins. And this is one of the highest scoring teams that we have here at this particular hoopla.
71.1 points per game.
Whew.
And we just talked about Bradley's defense, their defense giving up 57.4. And when you score 71, you could probably allow teams to score in the 60s and still have comfortable wins.
Yeah.
Ursuline, once again, a power in the state. Their losses, like you said, to St. Mary's. They lost to Canfield by 2, and then a 15-point loss opening night against a Lutheran West squad that's pretty angry after not making it to the state Final Four last year.
Saw them yesterday clinch a big win as well. So it's a loaded schedule here for Ursuline and another quality opponent, and everybody's been saying the same thing. But I'll reiterate the point one more time. Super cool to be able to get some of these teams from around the state capitol going head-to-head with a lot of contenders from the Columbus area, from down in Dayton, and certainly here now the Youngstown-led Ursuline squad. Sweet matchup here. And a lot of youngsters going to be on display for Ursuline, but their best players arguably on the floor from that sophomore class.
Yeah, Jalen Gunther, the guard, Eastern Michigan, Akron, Kent State, Arkansas State, Youngstown State, and Creighton. Creighton, a normal mid-major that makes the NCAA tournament in Division I. So Gunther getting some good looks from college offers, and if you think as a sophomore he'll get looks from those teams, some other bigger names in D1 will probably be coming his way if he can continue.
And over on the other side for Hilliard Bradley, they also have a star sophomore in Ben Mergen, Kent State, all over him, looking to attract that Jaguar to come out and play. And, you know, there's a lot of youth on the roster for each of these squads. The Jaguars especially, I think they've only got 1 senior on the roster, 2 actually to be exact. So a lot of sophomores. We'll even see some freshmen probably get some playing time today for Bradley.
And the fact that it's a young squad that's still competing in the OCC, their 2 losses, 55-46 to Liberty and 44-40 to Upper Arlington. Competitive young team. It's a glimpse of what we can not only see this year, but the next couple of years for this squad.
Opening tip-off just about to go down. We'll see Jake Ricardo jump off here against Murphy Spears. Whoop.
And Ursuline will win the tip. Deshaun Will and Gunther, the 2 guards out front.
This is Gunther with the basketball. He'll initiate the offense here at the top with Noah Bell. Another member of that very loaded sophomore class. So you expect to see this team competing for regional championships for the next several years to come and really enjoying the moment right now. You can tell just watching in the pregame, it's a fun-loving team. A lot of excitement and some buzz around this Ursuline program.
Yeah, and unlike the last game, Ursuline starting with their own pace. They're not going 20 miles an hour over what they should be doing. They're playing and getting a good look to start.
And nothing but net. I don't even know that hit the net. Splish splash from the corner. It's Deshaun Will getting him on the board.
Yeah, worked it around. Almost took a minute off the clock. Got an open look in the corner. Drained it.
One of the few seniors that's really a big-time playmaker for them. 1 for 1. And here he is pushing the pace. Deshaun. And this is from way downtown and not even close there from Gunther. As the Jaguars head the other way. Easy money, and the left-handed layup is good. They're on the board here with Garrett Server.
Yeah, Garrett out and running, and I just mentioned their first possession, they took their time. The second one was a quick release, deep 3, not what you wanted to take, and it turns into 2 points on the other end.
Opposite corner, this one off target, and we'll get a foul on the floor. This will be a loose ball foul.
It'll be on Bradley. That's going to go against Murphy Spears, the game's first foul.
So Irish going to maintain possession. Here's Jace Ricardo to trigger. He'll come right back up top. He'll collect the basketball. He'll pull up. Straight away three, back iron. And a foul is going to go here against the Irish on strong rebound inside. How about Reed Davis? He elevated to the rafters there to snag that thing.
And Noah Bell kind of got tangled up with him, gets called for the foul. And Bradley will have to inbounds against a little bit of pressure.
Interesting design here on the full court. Looked like it was just going to be man-to-man. And now you see Ursuline, kind of that amoeba zone look. And actually not a foul.
Stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, just out of bounds here.
Right there.
So a giveaway by the Jags. And here comes Gunther right back to him off the pitch. Created offensive sets to try to get it in the hands of their two playmakers, Ricardo and Gunther, who don't need a whole lot of space to pull up from long range, as you've already seen on display here in the first couple minutes.
Yeah, Bradley starting to pick up its defense man-to-man. You got to get some nice screens, crisp cutting if you want to try and beat this.
The spin inside. It's a little short on the offering for Bell. One and done. The Jaguars push. Krypton Norris left alone. Thinks better of the deep three, but now this one launched, and it's in and out. Offensive board for the Jags. Ben Mergen just missed from outside. See if they get it back to him up top. Now it's a skip pass. Solid, crispy ball movement to Norris, but that one lips out as well.
Yeah, both threes taken there about 6 feet behind the college line.
Meanwhile, Gunther driving into some trouble, double-teamed. It's up, and that lands in the cookie jar for Klusenik. So Jared Klusenik, the senior, rains one from the rafters.
Got a little lucky there. Gunther went underneath the hoop, tried shooting it, but it bounced back out for three.
More sharp ball movement inside out. Reed Davis off target this time, as the Jags, everything right now kind of coming from the perimeter and just not having a ton of success.
Yeah, they're going to have to get some type of offense going inside. This Ursuline squad, not the tallest either, so if you can get, like I said, you get some good screens, some good backdoor cuts, just an open look, an open lane, you're going to be able to open things up inside.
Ricardo looks to turn the corner. Pocket picked off the pilfer. Here's Krypton Norris. Takes the contact. He fills it up and heading to the free throw line for one more.
A lot of players being strong to the hoop in the hoopla, especially today, and that is how you can finish off a three-point play. Don't just let the swipe throw you off, but take it strong to the hoop and you'll be rewarded.
Look at Brett Norris in the bench here for the Jaguars. Looking for back-to-back wins. Here comes the senior Will. Pulls up.
Ooh.
And maybe a little draft coming through. Someone popped a window or something. Came up short.
Jory Hollenbecker, camera person, sneezed and threw that one off.
So it keeps the score right at 6-4. Jaguars have great off-ball movement. They've had clean looks so far throughout these first 4 minutes, and you can't get any better than that. Gorgeous pass to Reed Davis. But the match at the other end, quickly here for the Irish.
All three buckets coming from beyond the arc for Ursuline. 3 different players as well. Kind of looking like our last game with Gahana Lincoln hitting from beyond the arc.
Down on the block, a series of low dribbles, turning into trouble and just a traveling violation. Strong defense inside, walling up, not allowing anywhere to go here. And Mergen with the turnover. Gunther off the drive. And he got a hit. So he'll have a couple free throws coming up in his future.
That was a nice job by Gunther to, turn nothing into something. He's going to get cut off underneath the hoop, but then jump back into Reed Davis to draw the foul.
Yeah, just great body control for this young player.
And that's what college coaches like to see, especially for the younger players, is the ability to create something that's not there.
Gunther goes 2 for 2. We'll stretch out the advantage to 5. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Up fake, they'll buy it. And the extra pass, but just off target from outside. Seaver missed this time.
Ursuline getting the call from Keith Gunther, the head coach. Trying to get the elevator screen, but it's not there.
Triple teamed off the baseline drive. They'll try to work it around. Nice job of recovering for Bradley.
They'll reset it.
And a lot of patience being showcased here right now by the Irish. So they'll get the on-ball screen. They'll switch it. Here's Gunther from long range. And another air ball from outside. But the possession kept alive. As Will brings it back up top, and they will reset.
Yeah, Bradley, very well done defensively on those 2 attempts. You get usually a screen, a slash, and then another screen. And Bradley's doing a good job working through those.
Gunther short off the pull-up. This is their 3rd opportunity down here. They've burned up about 1.5 minutes of clock.
And they're going to take a timeout now.
First timeout from either side. Or did they change their mind?
I think Coach might have yelled 5 out, not timeout.
Ah.
So just forget what happened. They'll just restart.
One minute to go before we reach second quarter action. And the Irish maintaining here on this possession. Moving it around the perimeter. Gunther, he's been in attack mode from the start. Sets up this time from the corner. But the Jaguars able to get the rebound.
That's just a tough possession. 4 chances and unable to get any points.
Morgan off the slash, left hand. Or Kipton Norris, rather, excuse me. Here's Gunther, poked away. Found a lot of hands as he tried to sizzle it through about 3 different defenders.
And that stings a little bit more for Ursuline, taking about 1.5 minutes off the clock on one possession, and then 12 seconds later, Bradley back down and scoring.
And they'll still have 17 ticks, an opportunity to close the gap to 1 or even tie it with a 3-pointer. Down to 7 seconds. Reed Davis off the drive, tries to split through, puts it up, and the friendly roll just before the horn. So the Jaguars pull within 11-10 here with the first quarter now in the books. We'll see you back here. More Holiday Hoopla on the way after this. 8 minutes down, tight one going here. As we open up the second quarter, and it's 11-10. Jaguars with that late bucket, pulling within one here of Ursuline. Game 3, day 3 of the Holiday Hoopla, as we welcome you back inside the Greater Columbus Convention Center. It'll be Hilliard Bradley basketball. Looking to string together buckets on back-to-back possessions.
You jinxed him.
Yeah, I might have. It's Jaden Reed Davis again putting his head down. Able to knife between a couple defenders and just lost the handle.
Yeah, the last two possessions of the first quarter were good. They resulted in buckets, but that first one not as well.
Irish swing it here near side into the hands of Jace Ricardo. Hasn't looked for his own shot much so far. Will has. Trying to pop off his second three, and he'll do just that.
All 4 field goals, 3-pointers.
Back at the other end. Fill it up from long range, says Reed Davis.
7 points for him. Him along with Norris. The two players keeping Bradley in this early on.
So a 3-pointer each side here to open up second quarter action. Gunther waits on the ball screen. Now just backs out Reed Davis on him. Three this time from Jace. A little too strong. And a board inside, secured by Norris. Here come the Jags.
Great job by him high pointing it, grabbing it before anybody else. Then he's rewarded on the other end.
Let it loose from long range, and the lefty looking crisp.
Bradley with the lead now and momentum.
Another look here at the freshman, hand in his face. He don't care.
And that was all one fluid movement. You saw that. He caught it straight up, follow through, swish.
How about both Norris and Reed Davis? Just some diaper dandies out there in the starting lineup. And I think you could argue that they're probably the two best scoring threats and weapons. That works too. The bomb from Seaver.
3 scores, 19 points and a lead.
And all of a sudden, Hilliard Bradley with a 9-3 burst. They'll take the lead on top by 5.
And when you have an Ursuline squad that's just content driving, kicking out for the 3, this is a good situation for Bradley, but Jace Ricardo. All 5 feel it. Just crazy.
You liking the downtown views today, Trav?
As a spot 3-point shooter in my day, I love it. 4 different Irish players with 3s. Gunther, 2 for 2 from the line. 19-17 the score.
And saw a very upset Keith Gunther over on the Ursuline sideline. Didn't like what he was seeing out there in terms of the flow defensively. Even though the 3-point shooting has been kind to them. So offensively, they live and die oftentimes from beyond that arc. And so far this season, the last couple, they've been doing a whole lot more living than dying.
Get busy living, get busy dying. They're living right now.
They'll trail in by 2, and it's going to be Bradley basketball. And the Irish going to try to speed them up. They'll come out 1-2-2, full court pressure. I think the first time that they've really showcased this. And they like to hit that fire right away, coming over with that double team.
Oh, where's push-off not called?
Yeah, a little offhanded by Seaver. As they go deep. And a solid finish inside for Carson Sayre.
And despite the barrage of threes by Ursuline, Bradley getting some balance and a 4-point lead.
Foul on the check as they try to cut Jalen Gunther off baseline.
That'll be the second on Reed Davis.
And with the second on Davis, he's going to have to check out here. So puts one of their more dynamic playmaking weapons on the perimeter over sidelined next to Coach Brett Norris. Here's
2-3
Will.
zone now for Bradley. It's looking like a matchup zone. Now they go out into it.
Sets up Gunther, and he'll hit his mark down to a 1-point game.
Do I need to say it?
Keep it going.
6 of the 6 field goals from beyond the arc. 5 different Irish with threes.
Tough catch near side. Sayre keeps the feet in bounds. Looking like a football wide receiver. And we got a football score going here on an NFL Sunday, 21-20. Trying to make it 24.
Can't do it.
Tipped out of bounds. Battling for the rebound. Really solid box out right there by the Irish.
Quick first half as well.
Yeah, already past the midway point here of quarter 2. And with the Irish, it comes with that because of these long, drawn-out possessions.
Only 1 timeout called, only 5 total fouls. A lot of clean play. And not that low scoring either. Our game before was a little bit lower than this one when we reached the half.
Gunther with a lot of pressure around him. Skip pass to the corner. Solid look. And the loose ball foul will favor Bradley, as it will be just the first team foul actually against Ursuline here in the frame.
Yep. First. Both teams just 1 here in the quarter.
Pressure has not burst the pipes here, the Jaguars. They've handled it very admirably.
And it's actually benefited Bradley as well, the way they're able to break and get open looks down court.
DeFrosch off the kick out, catch and shoot. Now the sophomore Gunther. Couple of moves, not able to get around Seaver. Now he does get a step, and will earn a whistle.
Sayre's first foul. Ursuline doing well defensively on the other end, especially right around the arc, because it's forcing Bradley to step 3-4 feet behind that arc just to get a 3-point shot off, and it's hurting those shots.
Ricardo with a lob into the paint. Tipped out of bounds here by Bradley. Gunther off the release. Just has not got the GPS dialed in yet from long range. Will's hit one, and now a couple. What's
7.
going on? Oh, 7. Forcing the defense to move around that zone. Jaguars, an excellent job here on this possession. Off the head and shoulder fake 3 from the corner, and it lands in its home. So Morgan with his second field goal.
Ends the run by Ursuline. Gives Bradley the lead back here with just about 90 seconds left.
Will's going to try it again. He's heating up.
He's got 12 points.
Oh, splits through. Gorgeous execution right there by Xavier Love to hop in between the defense.
7 for Seaver. Knotted up at 26.
Spins into a trap. Now patiently lobs it over the top. Here's a chance for Ricardo. Drew a crowd. And now Bradley with just over a minute to go. Knotted up at 26 each, trying to reclaim the lead. They cannot. Great pass. Gunther ripped away at the last moment. He thought he was going to have an easy bucket.
That's a nice job by Mergon to get back and then just right as he's about to take it up, slap it out of his hands.
Lob it into the crowd.
Travel. Both teams 4 turnovers in the first half.
It's been a relatively clean game. And just 3 total fouls here, so neither in any danger of putting the other at the free throw line for the bonus.
Swift movement, cuts to the hoop. I think now they will set up for the final shot. It looked like they were trying to get into their offense, but now they see there was nothing much doing. They're now going to wait.
Here comes the coach's kid. Kipton looking to go to work as he checks the clock. Down to 5. Spins inside and uses his muscles to put it up and in, and gives Bradley the lead here as they head into the halftime lockers. Good looking bucket there to close things out. We got a good one going here, folks. The Jags and Irish just separated by 2 points. 2 more quarters still on the way at the Bleacher Republic. Holiday Hoopla. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have your halftime stats, get you all set up for second half action. Keep it here, live. High School Hoops will return on your Sunday afternoon.
new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hit 'em chill. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hit 'em chill. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let 'em know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. Ruthless, ruthless. Give it all you got, you gotta let 'em know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless.
It is halftime here at the Greater Columbus Convention Center as we welcome you back in for day 3 of the Holiday Hoopla. One of the better games that we've had so far during this very exciting event going down right now is the Fighting Irish from Youngstown Ursuline trailing right now by 2 against the Jaguars of Hilliard Bradley. I'm Brian Skowronski here with you on the call. oh.report founder, and I've got one of my oh reporters, Travis Berardi, with me. Fun first half, man, and we talked about that downtown living and liking the views. Certainly that's been the case for each of these teams, with the Irish especially. Boy, they like it from deep.
12 combined threes by either team, and if you look at the statistics, well, for the Fighting Irish, that's all they have scored field goal wise. 8 threes, 8 field goals. They are 2 of 2 from the line, but sometimes that works, and it only has them 2 points behind. A clean game so far. Both teams only 4 turnovers. Fouls, 4-3. Rebounds, 10-7. It's just a fundamental chess match right now between these two teams. Ursuline, maybe 4 attempts inside the arc, I believe. The rest have come outside, just ball movement, passing, taking that open look. And on the other side, Bradley, it's the direct opposite. They have tried to take some 3-pointers, but Ursuline playing good defense around the perimeter, they're forcing them to shoot from way behind the arc. But when they do shoot right at the arc, they're able to hit.
And you talked about the fact that this is kind of a fundamental showcase. Probably wouldn't think that when you're just looking on paper and you're like, okay, so we've got backcourt mates here, even though they're coaches' kids. A couple of freshmen for Bradley on the other side for Ursuline. A couple of sophomores really running the show when you're looking at Gunther along with Ricardo. However, even though they are some youthful players, a ton of skill and an understanding of how to play basketball. Nothing feels rushed so far between these two teams, and it's been about as crispy as it can be offensively in terms of the ball movement and getting some of that off-ball action. So I think that we're really in for a treat as we're only 30 seconds away from the third quarter to get underway.
I guess the main question here is, can Ursuline win a game by making just all threes? I'm kind of rooting for it. I want to see it happen.
I don't see see.
But I will
why
not. I will not be mad at any player if they do make a 2-point field goal, though.
Let's see how they start things out. It is the Irish with possession. Will has been the hot hand from long range. I think he's got half of their trifectas so far. What's he got?
Yeah, he does. 4 of the 8.
They'll clear it out for Will. Excellent ball handler as well. Gunther.
Just ran the same play twice.
And here it is underneath. The streak is over.
There it is.
It's in the books.
Noah Bell.
Yeah, nice
I was
find.
about to ask, has there been any time in OHSA history where a team has won by shooting just threes? Well, we won't find out today because Ursuline's finally hit from inside the arc.
Bell, big strong lefty down on the block. Evens things up at 28 apiece. Little step through, nice defense. Holding his ground is Will, and made a tough shot there for Mergen.
Yeah, nice up and under move, but still just enough defense there to throw him off.
Reed Davis with the 2 fouls. He's out there to start the third quarter. And his assignment is Jalen Gunther. So the freshman on the sophomore. Gunther. Now a nice long hedge out there forces him to give up the basketball for Will. Jalen pops the cork. Nothing at the other end, but a loose ball foul here for Ursuline.
I think that's going to go against Bell. That is, and it's his second.
A really strong block out right there by the gentleman with the basketball, Garrett Seaver.
That's all it takes sometimes to draw the fouls. Just get a good body on somebody, force them to go through you.
Little slip pass inside. Offensive foul. So we get one off the loose ball exchange, and now standing in, absorbing the hit and the blow, and heading the other way off the Deshaun Will charge.
That'll be the second foul on Murphy Spears.
Will off the pitch out, Gunther. Elbow comes up short, and the rebound caroms out to Spears.
I like how he created that separation there without dropping the shoulder for an offensive foul. Just couldn't hit on the shot, though.
Solid on-ball defense will force the hand of a timeout here. The first from Bradley. It'll just be a 30-second timeout as you look into the huddle there for Brett Norris's club. 3-3 so far in the season, though coming off of a victory, knocking off Tri-Valley 2 nights ago. High-scoring affair in that one, too, and just eking it out 71-70.
Yeah, and their 2 losses so far. 2 of their 3 losses, I should say, Upper Arlington and Olentangy Liberty. Close conference matchups, but just got to find a way to be on the other side of that like they did against Davidson in overtime, 64-55.
And for Ursuline today, so far of their 3 losses, 3 quality opponents. When you talk about the other Irish, St. Vincent, St. Mary, and then dropping the game to Canfield, who's off to a 7-1 start. And we know about Lutheran West, watching them yesterday. Tough battle with them. They dropped by 15. Their worst output so far this season. Let's see what they do outside of the timeout. Cut Spears through. Now off the elevator screen. Here's Mergen. They'll pitch it out to the corner. The freshman can't bury it.
Good look. It's going to be a foul on Bradley going the other way, but they did exactly what they needed to do there. Got the elevator screen, got another screen to get into the lane, drew in the defense, kicked it outside for 3, and he was just a tad bit off. Hit the back of the iron, rimmed out.
Second foul against Bradley. Now Will initiates the offense, far side. Quick whistle.
There'll be another foul on Bradley.
Spears picks up his third 2, so coach is going to send Murphy over to the sideline.
Don't know if we'll see him for the rest of the quarter unless absolutely need be.
Got the senior Sayers going to replace him, give him some veteran leadership out there on the court. And you got to be impressed with the poise here of the Jaguars, the fact that they really are so youthful.
And another foul.
Second down here on just this possession.
That's the third on Reed Davis.
So foul trouble starting to accumulate, but perhaps more importantly is no more fouls to give. So Ursuline will be in the bonus moving forward. And even though almost all their damages come from long range, they could certainly start putting in some points and building a lead here from the free throw line with some aggressive play.
Oh, there's another kind of a grab that could have been called, but this could be only the third quarter I've seen in my 9 games that we had a bonus. And that just tells you how good the quality of basketball is here, to where they play good defense.
Skip pass over the top. Kaboom! Klusnik.
Another one.
And a second timeout taken here by the Jags. Coach Norris has kind of seen enough. A little bit of frustration building as they're scoreless so far. We're almost at the midway point of quarter 3. And they're stuck on 28. Meanwhile, Ursuline off that trifecta. Back out in front.
Yeah, but only they've had 5 points. So we said defense early. Well, even better here in quarter number 3.
Two pretty good defensive teams as well. It's just there's so much action going on away from the ball for each of these offenses. Presents as a whole extra set of challenges that likely you don't get versus most opponents.
And one of the great things about the hoopla.
It's a pretty cool matchup right here. Coach's kid versus coach's kid, freshman versus sophomore, the 2 starting point guards here in this matchup. And so tip your cap to guys like Matt Morgan. I know Jake Meisler, I think, played a hand in coming up with these matchups. Mr. Spy Report knows a lot of these kids and certainly a lot of the young talent from around the state.
Bradley working a 5-out set right now.
Here's Kipton, in and out. And diving just to keep it in bounds. Yeah, you're right, Klusnik. Now he gets back in the play.
5-out look for Bradley, a 4-low look now for Ursuline. And we got an offensive foul, I believe.
Yeah, this will be the second foul of the quarter, and the moving screen, pretty obvious right there. Jace Ricardo.
Both teams now 5 turnovers.
Jaguars still on the hunt for their first points of the second half. Slit.
Whew. Oh.
Looked like a pretty nice move to get around the defender. And then the weak side defense ended up being a foul there on the block shot.
Yeah, they're going to call Will with the hand check before the block, so. Well, as he went up against the hand check.
And no friendly hop. So Bradley glued to that 28 spot right now. As Ursuline makes a change in their lineup, they'll send Ricardo over to the sideline. And it's an empty trip here, 0 for 2. Gunther, fast action. A little short on the delivery. Norris, nice rebound inside. He hands off here for Mergen. Good patience, the hesitation, but it's one and done.
Yeah, both teams inside the paint make it very hard for layup attempts.
High off the glass. Again, this one's short for Bell. Collected, though, to keep it alive by Klusnik. Now the Irish right back to work. Here's Will, a stutter step. Now just sizzles his way into the lane. And he'll have a couple free throws on the way.
Yeah, he was a little bit too far underneath the hoop when he took the shot, but created enough contact with Sayer to get bailed out. Let's see, Keith Gunther.
Two-possession game now. Ricardo back in, and we'll spell out Noah Bell. And now back to the bench. Nick Markland back out on the floor for Youngstown Ursuline.
$14 for Will.
Yeah, the high point man so far offensively in the game. See the Jaguars really forced out on those catches on the perimeter, but they get the shutout off of their resume here in the third.
Beautiful cut, beautiful screen to open him up. Drop, step, layup, three-point game.
So as well, if the Irish have played on the defensive side of things, don't really have it quite going offensively. They're stuck on just 7 here in the frame. As Gunther calls Will out, top of the key. Reed Davis on him, sizing him up. Catch and release, nothing but net. Big shot for Ricardo.
10 threes now for Ursuline.
Jaguars looking for back-to-back buckets. That won't splash on the pad. But they'll keep it down here at this end, just battling inside. Jaden Reed Davis keeping the engine revving.
Yeah, that was last touched by Ricardo. So down 6, they'll get another attempt to cut into the deficit.
Gunther heads over to the sideline for the first time this afternoon. Oh, great execution on the out-of-bounds play. Nearly a chance for an N1.
That's the second possession where we've had a really good screen. And that'll be Noah Bell's third foul.
Free throw line has not been friendly to Bradley.
0 of 4.
And more changes made for the Irish. Markland sits back down. Trims the deficit back down to 5. Deshaun Will off the back door to Gunther.
That took a little bit too long to develop, though. They did have the corner 3 open, but he had to collect himself around the 2 defenders to get it there.
Little slip screen. Gunther spins, sets it up. This time it's a catch and shoot. Klusnik pumps it up, the largest lead for either side.
He's got 3 threes, 9 points.
Jaguars could really use a bucket here give themselves some momentum heading into the fourth quarter. But it's left front lip of the rim there by Mergen, who's got the only 2 points right now for the Jags. I guess they got 3 in this frame, excuse me, but whoo, nice play up and under for Will.
Oh, and then immediately, Gunther almost gets a steal with a chance of 4 seconds. Bradley, sideline out of bounds. Still enough time to get set up for a final shot here.
Comes up short for Kipton, and it was just one of those type of frames here for the Jaguars as the Fighting Irish all of a sudden blow things open. They lead by 10. We'll see you back here in Columbus for Money Time. Welcome you back to the Greater Columbus Convention Center for fourth quarter action. Ursuline with a healthy lead here, 41-31, as they hold the Jaguars to just 3 points in the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, that was a great showing of defense for Ursuline. They continue hitting the threes as well. 4 threes in the quarter. 3 threes, I should say, in the quarter.
And a little bit of growing pains here for Kipton and the boys as the freshman connects. Much needed 3 here as they match their entire 3-point total with the first shot here of the fourth.
Yeah, really needed that shot to really get things going. You see the ball go through the hoop once, it kind of opens things up for the whole team offensively.
See if Bradley pressures a little bit differently here with the differential being what it is and being short time. And obviously the Irish, they'll grind out these possessions. They'll take 30 seconds, sometimes even a full minute off the clock as they get a clean look from the corner. And this time it hops out. Ricardo had hit his last. And just hounding defense leads to a reach-in foul.
Klusnik. His first, the first of the fourth quarter. And the Ursuline offense, that has some coaches asking, should we get a shot clock in Ohio? Because they try and run a minute or so off the clock. And I think we're going to get a timeout.
Yeah, it'll be the third spent here by Bradley and Brett Norris. Wisely just saving the possession. And when you're down 7 here against a team like the Irish, as you noted, that don't have to be subject to the 35-second clock. They can pull it out, reset. And, for the most part, their long possessions have been just an accumulation of 2, maybe even 3 offensive rebounds, and they're trying to get back into a set. So I do appreciate the fundamentals of what Ursuline tries to pull off offensively, and so far so good in the driver's seat.
Yep, take long possessions, and if they do end in threes like they have been today, it's just a really successful mixture for them. 11 threes on the day, 2 2-point field goals.
Down on the block, looking to go to work. Jaguars looking to exploit a little bit of a size advantage down there. And they'll at least hang on to it. the extra effort here from Garrett Seaver.
Yeah, what an effort by him. Couldn't get the rebound and was just able to knock it off the leg of Ricardo.
Off the inbound pass. It was a deep shot for Norris. And again, just giving up the body here for the Jaguars. You appreciate what Murphy Spears does to try to get the offensive board. But it's back over to the Irish.
Yeah, Norris about 8 feet behind the blue line. Still unable to hit from there.
He continues to match up with Gunther. Really pressed out. Great diagonal skip pass to Will, and you know that he can bury him from long range.
That's his 5th 3 of the day, and that could be a bit of a dagger too. Efficient offensive possession there for Ursuline.
One of only a couple seniors on the roster for the Irish, and right now Deshaun Will got him out in front by 10. And he's calling for the basketball. You see he's down in that three-point stance, wanting to get it off the drive. This time he gives it up, and boy, that's a backbreaker right there. Timeout. 6'3" Ursuline on the strength with a three-point shot the last 2 possessions here in the 4th.
I'm just amazed at the offense of Ursuline. 13 threes on the day. And on the other side, Bradley, their offense hasn't shown up in the second half. 6 total points so far in 10.5 minutes.
It has definitely been a ride on the struggle bus offensively for the Jaguars in the second half after really played some solid basketball through the first couple of quarters. Put up 10 points in the first, 18 the tops in the game in quarter 2, and since then limited to 3 in the 3rd, and right now just a trifecta in the 4th.
And for the rest of the way, if you're Bradley, you're going to have to pretty much hold Ursuline scoreless. Just the way that they run clock and the deficit you're at right now.
Definitely got to start by getting some easy change, and there it is, a lay-in for Norris as he hit the gap and he was able to press it in.
I know the Ursuline fans wanted a moving screen there, didn't get it.
Oh,
Nearly got the tie up, yeah.
Yeah, that was close. Every possession so valuable right now for Bradley.
Possession arrow does favor Ursuline as well, so a tie-up wouldn't change possession yet.
Looked like Norris got that basketball awfully fast, but he's called for the reach in on the arm, much to the chagrin of the Jags bench. Let's see. Don't have a great angle on it from up here, and the referee's 2 inches away. Saw some contact somewhere. As it's just 1 foul each side right now. As Will brings it out to half court, he's going to try to force Murphy Spears to come out and defend. And you hear the call from Norris. You gotta go.
They gotta run a trap here.
Nice find on the interior, but it's tipped away right into the hands of Norris. A rare giveaway for the Irish in the second half.
Yeah, only their 6th in the whole game.
Now Kipton sends it up top. Off the turn to the rack. It's a little bit short on the offering from Mergen.
Yeah, that was a tough attempt there by him with a defender in his face, not fouling him, and he just threw it up a bit short.
for the Jaguars. They
Oh,
want to
what a
sit down and
pass.
play defense. But just an excellent delivery that time. Bell, right place, right time, and the sophomore puts it in.
Bell's got 5 straight points.
Meanwhile, almost chance for a three-point play. Or are they calling an offensive? Okay. Thought he got there a little late with the wall up. And it will be 2 free throws here for Garrett Seaver.
4th foul on Noah Bell. Seaver 1 of 2 from the line today. 1 of 3.
Killers here down the stretch, especially under 4 minutes to go. 13-point deficit. And that's where it stays. Empty trip. Strong rebound down inside by another sophomore. It's Jace Ricardo. Nice job with the setup, and I think more lucky than anything that it just hopped right in the hands of Bell.
Yeah, Gunther lost the handle, went down to the floor, but went right into his hand. You call that an assist?
Sure. I always like to favor the offensive player, and there's a 3-pack of points. Seaver with the long-range execution. And Bradley down to their final timeout. You see they've been hanging tough here this quarter on the strength of that last 3-point shot. Just so hard to dig yourself out late time, and especially against a quality opponent, even if they are young, against a team like Ursuline, if you get outscored by a dozen in the third. And that's what it's been. It's been catch-up ever since then. And the Irish right now with a 2-point cushion, even in this fourth quarter, kind of maintained right there around the double digits.
Yeah, this is this couple games we've seen so far this weekend. It's just been one quarter that's been the main difference in it. Toledo St. Joe's, in their first game against Marysville, they had a 25-2 third quarter. It helped them move on to victory. Same here with Ursuline. It's all about those adjustments at the half that are key.
Still just one foul for Bradley, who comes away with a quick theft and a reach in. So they'll keep possession as Will picks up the personal.
So a lucky break. A 3 here. Gets it back to within single digits with 3 minutes left.
Really need Kipton to try to go to work. So it'll be Mergen just bully ball down into the lane. And it's down to 10. Foul comes on the reach in. I think it's wise here for the Jags to start collecting these a bit. Try to get closer to the bonus. One last look at that nice spin inside, and a big size advantage for Mergen when he's got Deshaun Will on him, giving up about 4 inches. Now here's the trap on Will, and they'll burn a timeout.
Good start by Bradley here, but they still have a long way to go with only 2:49 left.
And we've still got a long way to go here this afternoon. 3 more games on the way. I see our buddy Bryce Coder just walked into the building. He'll be on the call along with Mark Bollinger for Delaware Hayes versus Brunswick. That'll be up in about 40 minutes from now. Reynoldsburg takes on Cincinnati Princeton at 6:30. And then Olentangy Orange, the nightcap, against Centerville. 8:15. Game 18 of 18.
Yeah, we've done a lot in the last 3 days, haven't we?
It doesn't feel like there's a lot just because it's been such a well-run event. I really do tip my cap to Bleacher Report as Gunther just breaks away from the pack. That's like a wide receiver on a safety blitz, and there's just no help over the top. Meanwhile, back the other way. They'll trade a 3 for a 2.
Sayer with his 5th point. And now it is a 9-point game with 2:35 left.
So for Bradley, you're going to have to probably try to make him earn it from the free throw line. You still got 2 more fouls to give, and then you got to draw that 3rd to start getting him into bonus situations. So obviously they played nice, solid, sharp, aggressive defense. They've created a couple of turnovers here in the 4th quarter, something that the Irish have not done a lot of with the giveaways, as we're past the season of giving now. Travis, Christmas is in our rear view, so they're doing a nice job protecting what's theirs. But at the same time, I think you probably go for a steal, maybe let 15 seconds burn off. I try to pick up a couple of fouls immediately. Extend this thing as long as you can.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go straight for the steal. If you get the foul, you get the foul, and it's 2 birds with 1 stone. I wouldn't take any time off. You got 2:35, and like I said before, you have to pretty much hold Ursuline scoreless the rest of the way.
Gunther turns, somehow kept his dribble alive. Yeah, I think he sold it too. And when you've got that much hair going on up top, when the lettuce is just flowing and you tilt the head back like that, draws a little bit more attention, but certainly it looked like Kipton was trying to foul.
And there's another one.
And right there, he was just trying to snag a piece of the ball, but that's 2 fouls in about 2 seconds of each other. And now the next one will put the Irish on the line. Shooter's going to be Gunther. Foul number 5 here, and Irish into the bonus.
Gunther already 2 of 2 from the line today. 3 of 3. 8 points on the afternoon. You know what the craziest thing is out of all this? Only 5 players have scored for Ursuline.
Yeah, they're pretty top-heavy with their roster. Oh, nice whirly bird action. They'll set it up. The freshman sends, and it's through the bottom of the hole. Putting a little pressure on now. 7-point game. Plenty of time if you can come up with at least a steal. Or probably right here try to send like Nick Marklin or someone to the free throw line. Will likely not the dude that you want.
Yeah, it'll go on Sayer, his 3rd.
Skip back the other way real fast and watch the nice ball movement into the hands here of Reed Davis. Raindrops. So it is Sunday. Sometimes he's got to pray for some good fortune if you're a Jaguar fan and hope that these free throws just don't land in the hole. And right now, the door very much ajar. 7-point game, just 3 possessions. Second one goes, so Ursuline up to 55. Jags got to be perfect here offensively. Nice strong take inside, and the lefty with his strong hand trims it down to 6.
Got ourselves a game again, folks.
Here we go. Try to get it out of Gunther's hands if you can. I think you got to double him, and then right here, that's the foul that you want.
Pass back.
Even better offense. Sharp stuff right there by the Irish. Trying to cement the victory here. 3's a little bit long, and then tipped here into the hands of Ricardo, and they'll send it down, and that should all but do it.
Noah Bell in transition. That's one thing you sometimes get when a team's trying to foul you, they lose one or two players. And that should put a nail in the coffin here with 68 seconds left.
Back to a double-digit deficit and throw one more on top. Maybe the cherry here for Ursuline, 60-49. As Bradley has fought valiantly in the fourth, but are basically in the same situation as when we began the frame, as it's a jump ball. So it looked like we were going to get an exciting finish. Instead, the Irish step up, making plays down the stretch. Crunch time arrived, and the clutch jeans on fleek here.
So now Will has a chance to extend on his game-high points total.
Able just to slip that one through. As the Jaguars can only just look on and try to improve. Gave the Irish a pretty good shot today, just minus that one quarter like we talked about. Can't go a stretch of 9 minutes of basketball and only score 3 points, as this is knocked off the freshman's leg here, Reed Davis.
So we'll see if Coach Norris calls the dogs off here. He does not, and we'll continue on.
So Ursuline will bounce back. They'll collect win number 6 here this afternoon. And it's 5 wins over their last 6. And they only lost in that stretch to Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. That must have been kind of an interesting one out there on the floor with all Irish and exactly the same colors and patterns and mascot and all that.
Misses the second.
Yeah. Will, though, I think obviously the front runner to be the MVP for Ursuline, as Bradley's going to burn their final timeout.
Down 11 with 40 seconds left.
Super high scoring fourth quarter, by far the most points that either has put up in a frame.
So the everybody's school, all other schools are a win away in the last 3 of clinching the first ever Holiday Hoopla. It'll be a 9-6 margin over the Columbus schools going into the last half of today.
Well, how do you feel about the last few matchups? Are you thinking Hayes over Brunswick?
I mean, Hayes is a perennial power. Brunswick's not
actually,
bad.
no.
They went to the Final Four last year.
Well, last year. That was by
they're
far.
Going to be. I'm saying they're going to be a perennial
Oh, they
power.
are. Well, they do have Vanderwalker back. He's a very exciting prospect. Reynoldsburg, but they're playing Princeton. But Reynoldsburg, I think, is one of the top D1 teams in the state this year. Haven't had a chance to really scout them since we got Bryce Coder on the call. He'll have everything that you need to know about that one. And then Orange versus Centerville. They got a chance, baby. They definitely got a chance.
Orange. Coach Greg Collins yesterday afternoon, telling me that Orange, one of the best teams in the Columbus area.
Yeah.
And the OCC especially. Oh!
Went up for the two-handed flush, kind of popped out there for Bell. Would have been a nice exclamation point. Meanwhile, Bradley, I mean, they're just keeping the Jets on full blast.
That'll foul out Reed Davis.
Yeah, they're going to battle to the final whistle here, but take a second look. Just a nice little Euro step. Minimal defense being applied that time by Ricardo. The sophomore back to the free throw line. And as we detailed in the pregame, you know, a lot collegiate offers already for Jalen Gunther. Be interesting to see. Right now he's got some MAC schools, you know, Arkansas State looking at him. Creighton obviously is a big name. Wonder who's going to end up getting into the bidding as he grows up a little bit, and especially if he can mature and the body grows. He's not even listed on. He's the only player not listed. I don't know why. What size? He looks like he's about 5'9", maybe 5'10" with that hair. So if he can be about a 6-footer, could be a very interesting prospect. As the final horn goes off, that will count. So it at least makes it a single-digit defeat here for Bradley as the Jaguars put up a valiant effort, but they fall against the Fighting Irish coming off of a state finals appearance. We'll step aside. We'll be back. We'll have interviews with each of the most valuable players. Let's see who we've got. I think obviously on one side it's going to have to be Deshaun Will. Leading scorer in the game, knocked down all those threes. And then for Bradley, it's going to be Kipton Norris. So you'll hear from the freshman coming up here in just a couple of minutes, along with Deshaun Will. We'll see you there on the other side. with our MVP of the game, Deshaun Will, here from Youngstown Ursuline, and a nice shooting display for you, man. It looked like you're a really confident shooter out there, and the three ball seems to be what you guys kind of live and die on. So let's just start with that for this team. And obviously, you put up a lot of shots from the perimeter, but you've been doing a lot more living and dying. Just tell me about that part of your guys' game and a lot of three-point shooters on the perimeter.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that could just shoot the ball, so we just try to drive and just find the open person, and that was me today. We got a lot of guys that can shoot and a lot of guys that can contribute to scoring, so we just try to find the open guy and just make shots.
Got a lot of young kids on the team, too, and coming off of that state championship appearance, you're one of the few, veterans and seniors out there. Describe your role to me this season and what you've had to do in terms of being a leader.
Definitely talk defense. I love showing my guys I'm giving y'all my 100%. So that's my leadership right there. Just going out there, making sure we all collectively playing defense together and just making sure we're working hard.
Really special season for you guys. State Final Four for the first time in 30 seasons for the program. So to build off that, a lot of young talent back on this team. What are some things that you guys discussed during the preseason that you wanted to accomplish here in 24-25?
A lot. We just want to come out and just make sure we get our mistakes up and just keep getting better every day so we can get back there.
Talk to me about the evolution of that process. You dropped a game a couple of nights ago against St. Vincent St. Mary, a really tough team, but you had a nice winning streak going before that. So where do you feel like you guys are right now as you close up the final chapter of 2024?
When we lose, we never look at it as a loss. We just look at it as a learning process. We're just trying to stack days, so we're just back to stacking and just trying to move forward and get better by playoff time, tournament time.
And then just this particular event, the Holiday Hoopla, you're going to come down here, compete against a team from Columbus. You guys, 2-hour drive from Youngstown. Just overall, what are your impressions of the event, and what do you like about it?
I like everything. I like the court, like the stadium, everything about it. I like this right here. This is pretty cool, the MVP trophy. This is good vibes. Good vibes.
Let's show this baby off. We haven't really had a nice close-up. And this thing got some nice weight to it, bro. Really cool trophy that you're going to take home with you to Youngstown. So obviously a lot still at stake for you guys as you move forward, looking to get back into a state Final Four. Give me some tips on what you'd like to see from your young roster. Where do you need to grow before you get into tournament time?
Everything. Just basketball, playing together, playing hard, just basketball, like I just said.
All right, Deshaun, well, looking forward to keeping an eye on you guys and seeing if you can make another nice long run and push into that state Final Four, get back down to Dayton. But before we let you go today, if you want to look in the camera, shout out anybody you want.
Got to shout out my Uncle Kurt. Long live my Uncle Kurt.
All right, Deshaun Will.
Thank you.
Your MVP.
Thank you.
It's your post-game show at the Holiday Hoopla, Bleacher Republic, bringing you a lot of great games this weekend. We got 15 of the 18 in the books. The latest, 64-56, the Fighting Irish get it done over Hilliard Bradley. I'm Brian. You've been hearing the voice of Travis Berardi with me all afternoon long, and you just heard the voice of the MVP, Deshaun Will, one of the few seniors on the team for the Fighting Irish, who obviously they were letting it rain from long range, bro. 13 threes, that's absurd.
Just a little bit. He had 5 of those to lead the way, but sometimes teams live and die by the 3. Well, this team lived well by the 3 here today. Rebounds 20-15, turnovers 7-6, fouls. They also were very good from the line, especially late.
Yes.
Which, that 11-point margin, that's the difference in there. Even though they were able to hit 7 field goals from 2 in the second half, it was enough.
So obviously huge expectations this year for Ursuline, and anytime you come off of a state championship appearance and you pretty much bring back the full complement of your starting 5, that's what it's going to be. And so just what do you expect from this squad? Pretty challenging schedule out there in Youngstown, even though I think that they're going to be the favorite to move on and win their league and probably even a district championship again. But what is your expectation? Do you expect to see them back in like a regional championship game?
Well, they got to get the 2-point shooting going, because you're not going to hit 13 threes every single game.
Maybe they do.
I mean, if they do, then they're
might.
well off. But I mean, if they don't, they got to get that inside presence going. And I think it's just a whole matchup thing, game plan, whatnot. But they're gonna have to get it inside as well. If they can balance it out a little bit, I think they'll be in good shape.
And then for the Jaguars, I mean, they remind me kind of like Ursuline from last year, where they had a couple of starters in the backcourt, 2 freshmen getting a lot of looks, of course, and now they've got sprinkled in, you know, some sophomores and very little veteran leadership. So for Coach Brett Norris, even though he's got his kid running the point out there, you feel like they have what it takes as a very, very young team to compete in the LCC?
Yeah, I do. They played close games in conference already, and if it wasn't for that third quarter, this would be a whole different game in itself, and their young players are doing a very good job at it as well.
Agreed, sir. Well, that's going to put a cap here on Travis and I's afternoon here at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. Got to give a shout out to our camera lady for the last 6 games, Jory Hollenbeck, holding it down here for the final 3 and then the first 3 here this afternoon. Final words, Travis, from you.
It's been a fun weekend. Let's try and do this next year. I think it's good stuff. And, yeah, we'll see you then. I got people waiting to take over for us, so
that's right.
Let's get out of here.
We got to hop out. All right, appreciate you guys tuning in. 3 more great games on the way, including Delaware Hayes coming up next.